All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. All right, the Bridget Kelly Band. These guys are just local favorites of mine. I live here in Florida, and these guys are from Florida. They are a blues rock band with one of the best guitar players you've never heard of. His name is Tim Fick. You see him on the cover here, kind of in the background on what looks to be a bridge. That's his wife, Bridget Kelly. Yes, they are a blues power couple. They are fantastic, great people. This isn't for everyone. It's old school blues rock, but Tim is one of the great guitar players I've ever seen perform live. And I mean that. I just completely mean that. There's few people I've seen in a live setting that can compete with Tim Fick playing electric guitar. Spectacular musicianship and a great band. The album's called Winter's Coming. Yeah, election day is tomorrow, and we'll see how that all goes down, right? Just throwing it out there. I'm not optimistic because I don't like the system that we are using to tabulate things. I don't like the system. And until that system gets fixed, people aren't going to have a lot of confidence. You know who has a lot of confidence? Is this guy, Dave Evans. Dave Evans, the original singer for AC/DC. Really weird. I mean, I was in the dark on this until like maybe 5 years ago when I started doing this channel, and somebody said, well, Bon Scott's not the original singer. I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, it's Bon Scott and then it's Brian Johnson, and that's it. You had Axl Rose for a little while filling in, which is a sacrilege. I like Axl Rose, but I didn't like him in AC/DC. Anyway, this guy, Dave Evans, who sang with the band in their earlier days and actually recorded 2 singles with the band, Can I Sit Next to You, Girl, and the classic song, Baby Please Don't Go. Versions of those songs are kicking around out there. And what I realized is that AC/DC was just a blues band that played bars, much like these guys. And Dave Evans was far more traditional, far more mild-mannered in his approach to vocals. And I'm not saying that the world didn't deserve Bon Scott or, Brian Johnson, but Dave Evans says he is having a great life. He's having a great time out there. And, you may consider Dave Evans like, the Pete Best of AC/DC. If you know the story about Pete Best, he was the original drummer for the Beatles and was replaced by Ringo Starr. And it's just not cool to be in that role, but you're always known as the guy who is in this amazing band at the very beginning. And Pete Best can say that about his time in the Beatles. And you've got Dave Evans out there who can say this about his time in AC/DC. And apparently, Dave Evans is touring the world. I think he can hear in both ears. I'm not sure if he's going to retire anytime soon. He's got to be into his 70s, I'm thinking. Anyway, this is what he recently has said in an article. Has no regrets about his split with the group. This goes back so many years now that it's just kind of weird to even think about. Hey, there's this guy who sang for AC/DC. He's kind of a footnote now, but he's still out there and he's having a great time. So Evans says this about Bon Scott. He says, I'm still having an amazing time. Bon Scott joined the band, but he was there about 5 or 6 years and he's dead. So it was bad luck for him. Wow. He says, you can't have regrets, he continued. I'm having the most incredible life. I travel the whole world. I'm a solo artist, of course, so I don't have to take a band with me. I have musicians in all different countries. I go wherever I want to go, and I see all the countries, and I do what I want to do, not what the band has to tell me to do, and that kind of thing. So I have freedom to be where I want to be with the people I want to be with. And at the end of the day, it's all about freedom. Life is about freedom. I like this message here from Dave Evans. Freedom of choice and being with people that you really love. And I'm lucky to do that. So again, the more I read about Dave Evans, he seems to be kind of a cool character. Look, nobody's going to say, hey, AC/DC would have been better if they had kept Dave Evans. But it's interesting to listen to the band, in those days, those formative years. Again, just a blues band with a more straight-laced approach to vocals. I know Angus Young had some issues with Dave Evans, and of course, the rest is history, as they say. And you've got Bon Scott, who really did something very unique as a singer, right? He kind of brought a psychotic element to lead vocals that very few singers were able to do. In fact, Brian Johnson is far more straight-laced than Bon Scott was, and Dave Evans is like your traditional blues singer. I think Dave Evans reminds me a lot of Graham Bonnet without the screaming, but you got to like Dave Evans, his attitude, and the fact that he thinks freedom to do what you want to do is more important than being in a rock band with all these rules and regulations. So anyway, I thought the story was kind of cool. Bridget Kelly Band, check them out. Winter's Coming. This is an independent release. And again, if you like blues rock music, it's a local group. And so I am always on their side. I've been there for them at the very beginning. Some people think that I should shy away promoting these sort of mid or lower level artists. I don't know. Bridget Kelly, last time they released an album, they were on the indie blues charts here in Florida for 2 years or something. So yeah, I like them. They're good people. Music to me is more important than image. So if you're looking for a glitzy image, that's not the Bridget Kelly Band. They are a hardworking blues rock band, much like AC/DC was when Dave Evans was there. So I thought it was kind of a good segue between topics. All right, people. Thanks for subscribing. Keep subscribing, because you know what? Subscriptions are down. Something weird is going on. I'm hoping after this bogus election that we're about to go through that things will get better, because I think I'm being singled out for some of my political views. But honestly, going to be straight with everybody, I'm more black-pilled than anything. I don't think there's a lot of hope out there. Rearranging the deck chairs, putting the deck chairs that you like on the boat as the boat begins to sink is not fixing the problem. You need a new boat, which means you need to get rid of what's embedded in governments all over the world. And it could be in just one place. I don't know. But a lot of these decisions at the top are made by people who we don't elect, we don't know, and we have no way to influence those people. We think by electing representatives, that's going to fix the problem. We shall see if this becomes, the red wave that cures the problem. I'm just very pessimistic today. I don't know why that is, but hopefully I'm going to be wrong about all this, because I'd rather be wrong. I really would. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and I will see you soon.